Hi, good morning everyone. Thank you for taking the time to join us today on this webinar. Today we will be discussing MYOB Advanced and in particular the warehouse management solution. We ran webinars around the general functionality and distribution features of MYOB Advanced previously, and if you're interested in seeing some of the other more day-to-day user experience features, please feel free to head over to our website or our YouTube channel and access copies of those webinars. They are only 30 minutes and you can watch them at your own time. I'm Juanita Potgieter, Head of Marketing here at Veda, and I'm going to be your host today. Now, this webinar should only be 30 minutes, and I will start by giving you a quick overview and highlight some of the key features, and then I'll get into a product demo. And should we still have some time, we will definitely have some questions and answers at the end. Throughout the call, however, you don't have to wait until the end to submit your questions. You can go ahead and use the chat function at any time. And any questions that I'm not able to answer live on the call today, I will make sure that I reach out to you all individually. All right, and with that, I'm really excited to show you MYOB Advanced. Now first, just a bit of background. MYOB Advanced is a cloud-based management business software. It is tailored for mid-sized organizations. It's a single unified platform. It delivers finance, inventory management, manufacturing, construction, field services, and now also payroll functionality in New Zealand. It was designed specifically for Australian and New Zealand businesses, and it also provides a highly secure, locally hosted and scalable solution, and that's why it is currently the #1 growing ERP in ANZ. MYOB are ANZ specialists, and for over 30 years, MYOB has been developing and supporting business solutions in the local market. And currently, MYOB supports more than 4,000 organizations with their enterprise solutions across the regions. So built for the cloud, MYOB Advanced, like I said, was built for the cloud and for the mobile workforce. It runs on any device using a browser. It has a responsive, also called adaptive design, meaning the screen resizes based on the device being used. This means that real work can be performed using any device without learning a new interface. The mobile toolkit really makes it easy to display screens on an iOS or Android phone, and this really maximizes productivity when users have minimal screen estate, and it really takes advantage of phone features such as cameras, GPS tracking, and phone applications such as maps. Now today, I will be actually using my mobile phone as a warehouse scanner. So with that, just a quick overview of the MYOB Advanced Distribution module and what you get in it. There are 6 main things that come with distribution. There's advanced inventory, sales order management, purchase order management, requisition management, advanced financials, and then also the warehouse management system. The integration and tight interdependencies within MYOB Advanced make each of these work seamlessly together. So it's not like advanced inventory is an island by itself, as in some other products. You'll see that the integration of all these modules are really quite incredible. In today's webinar, though, we will focus on the warehouse management system, and I will show you some pretty neat functionality. If you do wish to see some of the other distribution features, head over to our YouTube channel and you can see one of the distribution webinars over there. So when we talk about warehouse management, really what we're doing here is we're going to optimize warehouse efficiency. So we have our warehouse team walking up and down the aisles in the warehouse, picking orders and packing orders. How can we make that an easier process for them? So really allowing for some improved accuracy, right? It's going to provide visibility to warehouse information so you know what inventory is exactly where in the warehouse. So if you're walking up and down an aisle and perhaps see something out of place, you could identify the item, call it up, and if needed, you can do a transfer or put it away if necessary. It's going to allow for a faster picking process and improved accuracy. improved customer service because your customers are not to worry about getting the wrong product, or you don't have to worry about sending the wrong product, better information about warehouse processing, and then ultimately help improve your inventory turns as well. So the type of things that you can do within the solution are receiving and put away. So you receive on a purchase order, you're going to be able to receive product and put it away, and as well as pick, pack, and ship. And then you'll note there within the pick and pack ship process, we actually have a few different ways in which you can manage that. So you could do it, for example, for a single order if you want to. So you can go out and pick a single order for a customer, and I'm going to demonstrate that for you today. And also on that order, we're actually going to split it into two different boxes. So you can see maybe everything doesn't fit into one box, so we're going to split that into two different boxes. Then we also have a wave pick concept available within MYOB Advanced, and in that process we're going to pick a number of orders at the same time. So when I leave to go out in my journey into the warehouse, I'm going to take maybe 2 or 3 or 4 different totes with me, and each tote is going to represent that sales order, specifically a pick list, for example. So as I pick the order, I'm going to bring the product back and I'm going to put it into the packing station. So what I've already done here is I've already sorted the product, the orders are all ready to go, and all I need to do now is box them at this point. Now I gave a little bit more background there because I'm not going to be demonstrating that one today, but just want you to be aware that it is available. But then we also have a batch pick, and this I will demonstrate today. The batch pick is going to allow me to again pull multiple orders at a single point in time. So rather than taking 3 or 4 different totes as I'm going to do in wave picking, I'm going to maybe just take a shopping cart or some other mechanism that is going to allow me to put all kinds of orders into one cart, and then when they get to the sorting station, that's when we're going to sort them. So that's the difference. For wave, we use totes, and batch is just one massive cart, and then the sorting takes place. And I'll show you that later on. But the other things that you could do, for example, is also item or location lookup. As I mentioned, you're walking around the warehouse, you see something out of sorts, you can look it up, and again, to your next point, you can also do a transfer if something is not in the right location. You can move items within the warehouse, and then all the transactions will post automatically to Advanced. So again, here we're talking about automated operations for our issues, my receipts, everything takes place in real time. It's a direct connect directly into the database, and then we can also assist with those physical inventory counts that some of you are doing monthly, quarterly, or annually. So the key features. We have multiple warehouse capabilities, integrated shipping, multiple picking strategies that we talked about, the wave, batch, or single. We have managed carts, we do stock transfers. We can even enter and maintain shipping and receiving thresholds so that we don't receive more product than we should or ship more product than we should. We can manage replenishment, so buying of inventory. As I mentioned, the physical inventory cycles, item or location lookup, again, multiple inventory IDs, manage your ABC movement classes that are associated with your physical inventory, and then the integrated barcoding that also exists within the solution as well. Okay, so with that, let's go ahead and get into the demo. I know you're all anxious to see the product, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click down here and I'm going to share my screen. Okay, right, so you should see my Warehouse Manager dashboard here now. And the first thing we're going to look at here is the PO process, so the receiving and putting away. I'm just going to call up a purchase order, and it's going to be purchase order number 1313. Now I'm using my universal search to call up that purchase order, and this is probably my favorite feature, this universal search, and you'll probably see me using this a few times today. So here we're just looking at a very simple purchase order, and you can see here that I have 2 line items here, a laptop computer, and I have 2 of them. And I can actually drill back on the Acer laptop here, and you can see that I'm not managing this item in different quantities. So I do actually have to enter the quantity when we receive it. And then I also have the power rate, and you can see it's actually lot numbered. And looking at this item, I'm not going to have to enter the quantity within Advanced because it's already looking at the item master to say, okay, even though I'm receiving one, it actually contains 10 units. So I just wanted to point that out to you as well. Let's now move over to my mobile scanner. And as I mentioned, you can actually use a Zebra scanner, a warehouse scanner, but today I'm just actually using my mobile phone. Now let me just move my screen over here. Now, for those of you that have not seen the mobile capabilities that are available with Advance, I just want to take a quick moment here to just show you everything that you can manage from the mobile. Obviously, everything is turned on in my demo system, but you can manage all your expenses, your approvals can be managed from your mobile device. Now, if you're using our CRM, you can manage your opportunities or look at contacts as well. Also, sales orders. We can manage projects, purchasing orders, receipts, requisitions, and then ultimately I'm going to go down here to the warehouse management capabilities. So as I mentioned, I'm going to be doing the receiving and put away for purchase order number 1313. So in the warehouse management area, I am currently in the receive and put away menu. And the first thing it's going to ask me is, what purchase order am I going to manage? Now, as I mentioned, it may be something on the box or the bill or something that allows me to scan it. But I also wanted to show you that you can also manually type the information in here as well. So if I type in PO001313, now you might be able to hear a beep, but it's very faint. So if you don't hear it, just know that it is actually being created, and you can see the purchase receipt number there, 1327. So that's the receipt we're going to be focusing on when we get back into Advanced. So again, from here, once I'm entered, all I'm going to do is just manage the screens or the prompt. So the first thing is going to be, what are we receiving? So I'm going to scan the item. This is the Acer laptop. Now, we could scan the location for put away, but in this instance, I actually have it set up so that it automatically goes to a particular location for put away. So that's just, again, a feature and a decision, a choice that you make within Advanced. If this Acer laptop always goes to R1S1, then there's no point in scanning it. I do want to set my quantity, so again, I could scan a number if I wanted to, but I'm just going to go ahead and manually enter the 2 Acer laptops. So next, it's prompting me for the next item, which is the power rate. Now, because the power rate is a food item, it's going to ask me for the lot or serial number. Now the expiration date. Now, if I had already used that serial or lot number and there was already an expiry date associated with it, Advanced would be smart enough to say, well, you know what, I'm not going to ask you the expiration date because you can only have one expiration date on this lot, and I've already have that product in the box. So I already know the expiration date. But for this one, we don't, so I can now scan the expiry date as well. So from this standpoint, we actually received our product. We can do a quick review to see the 2 Acer laptops and the 10 power rates. And remember that I only need to add 1 power rate because it comes in a box of 10. And I'm going to release this receipt now. And like I said, this is a direct connect into Advanced. So I'll get a notification that it's done. So when we now go back into Advanced and we refresh our purchase order, we will now see that it's now completed. If I then also go and look at the PO history, there's the 1327 receipt, all linked to the purchase order. So here's the purchase order and there's the receipt indicating that it has been released. All right, so that is a direct connect into Advanced, very easy to use and straightforward. So the next item I want to talk about is around the picking process. In here, what we're going to do is we're going to look at a particular sales order. So we call up 5785, again using my universal search. And again, what we're going to see here is that there is one line item for 10 units. Now, because it's 10 units, what I want to do is I actually want to split that into two different boxes. That's really more for demonstration purposes today. But what I have is a sales order now in advanced. So the next step is to create the shipment, and you'll see that our status now changes to shipping. And the system will take us to the shipment screen. But you could also access this on the sales order on the shipments tab. So again, order 5785 is associated with shipment 3411. Now, if you look here, you can see confirm shipment, and that is accessible from here. And I could actually manage that process right now if I wanted to, or even print the labels. But we're going to print the pick list so that we can start this process. So now what I'm doing is I'm going to utilize my mobile scanner again. So let's bring that screen back in here, and now I will access pick and pack. Again, the first thing it's going to ask me is for the shipment number. Now, I have the pick list here that we have printed, and I can scan the shipment number here. Now, I'm just scanning it right off my monitor. So again, the first location we're going to is R1S1, and then scan the barcode of the item, which is widget 01. Okay, so because we're picking, I need to set the quantity. I've picked 10 units and I can enter it manually or I can scan it. And at this point, I picked it and now I need to pack it. So I'm going to change my mode on my scanner now to pack. And the first thing it's going to say is, what size box are you using? Again, this is a setup option. You don't need to be prompted with this. So I'm just going to scan the box barcode, and it's a medium box. And what item am I putting in the box? So I'm going to put the widget 01. But what I want to do is I want to set the quantity. So I'm going to choose set quantity. And as I mentioned, we're going to put 6 items in one box, and I'm going to scan the quantity, and then I'm going to click OK. When we click OK, it comes back and says, okay, the weight of the box is X. All right. The next thing it's going to say is, okay, what box are you going to use now? So again, a medium box, and I'll just scan that same barcode. And now I'm going to scan the barcode of the item. Now, I'm just quickly setting the quantity here, but you could actually scan each unit 3 more times. So basically set the quantity by scanning each one individually. And that could be really helpful if you have large quantities of single items that can just go and scan all of the items. At this point, I could choose OK, but we're done now. So we're going to just confirm the shipment. So I'm going to choose this now. And you can see now that the shipment is now stating that it is confirmed. And when we go back into advance in just a second here, and let's call up that sales order 5785. We can see now that the status is set to completed. And if I go onto the shipments tab, I can see here I created shipment 03411. But specifically, if we go to the packages tab, we can see here that I have 2 packages, one that contains 6 units, and in the second one, we have 4 units. So that's the picking pack process for a single order. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is the pick-pack process when I have multiple orders. So remember we talked about wave picking and batch picking. What we're going to continue with now is the batch pick, where I'm going to pick multiple orders and then I'm going to put them away. So let's call up sales order 5786. And here we have a sales order for Alta Ace, our customer. They're buying one widget 01 and one Acer laptop. Now, in addition to that, I have a second customer, CompuSource, that's buying the same product. And looking at their sales order, they're buying a widget O1 and also a widget O5. So we effectively have 4 line items, but 2 of those items are the same. So 3 unique items that I'm going to choose for picking. All right, so let's just go to the shipments tab here. So there's shipment 3416, and drilling into it, we can see that it is associated with sales order 5787. I have 2 line items. One is coming out of location R1S1, and one is coming from R1S2. And then the other shipment, that is 3415, which is sales order 5786, we have one item coming out of R1S1 or row 1, shelf 1, and the second item is also coming out of the same location. So what we're going to do here is we're going to use Advanced to create and print our pick list for us. So let's navigate to our Create and Print pick list. And now I've just added this to my favorites tab today for easy access. Now let's choose here Create and Print Batch Pick as our action, and we can also then select the warehouse. Now I can see the 2 shipments on there, and if there were more, I can select multiple or some of them, and I can then just click process. But today I've just got my 2 here, so I'm just going to click on process all. And Advanced will now create our pick list for us, or rather our picking worksheet. So if I go back and look at my picking worksheet, we can see here the open item number 2. And if I open it, we can see the quantity is 4. And the lines below, the 3 lines containing the items, one of those items is represented by 2 units. So different orders don't matter, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out, I'm going to pick the product, and then later on we're going to sort it and put it away or ship. So for now, let's go ahead and print the pick list. Now you see it looks very similar to what we saw a few moments ago, but again, look at the designation up here. For those pick lists are a little bit different. It's 2/1. And again, there's my 2 widgets. One is a laptop and one widget 05. So I'm going to go back into my scanner now. And again, using picking and packing, again, the first thing we're going to do is scan that shipment number. I'm just doing that again right off my screen here, and it's going to show me, yep, number 2. And again, we're just going to follow the prompts and then walk in the warehouse and walk up to the location and scan the location. Okay, so I'm in location R1S1, and the first item I'm going to pick is the Acer laptop. Okay, so I got the Acer laptop. It's a count of 1. I don't need to set the quantity. And while I'm still in the same location, I do need to confirm the same location. Now again, this could be a setup feature. If everything is in the same location, you don't need to do that again. But here we're going to scan and confirm that we're still in the same location, and we scan the next item, of which we had to grab 2 of. So I don't care what order they go to at this point. All I'm going to confirm is that I grabbed 2 of them. I'm going to go ahead and put the 2 in my trolley or my cart, and now I'm going to walk down the aisle and get to that next item. So far, I've picked 3 items, right? I picked 1 Acer laptop and 2 widget O1s, and then a new location. So I scan my new location, R1S2, and then the item I'm going to pick up, which is widget O5. Okay, so I'm done picking now, and I need to tell Advanced that I've picked everything. I'm going to just then confirm the pick list. But as I mentioned, now it needs to be sorted, right? So I need to go down and put it in a location where someone is going to be able to sort it. But I need to tell Advanced where it is so people know, so I can go and sort and then drop it off. And what I'll do now is I'll scan my sorting location as sort 1. And now if I want to go back into Advanced, And if I go back into my favorites, if I look at my picking worksheets, you'll see now that item number 2 is now showing as picked. And rather than printing our pick list, what I need to do now is print our packing slips. Because, as I said, I have 2 different orders here that I need to sort and put into their packages. So I'll look at shipment 3415 and 3416, and I'll get back into my scanner now. I'm going to again access my pick, pack, and ship, but now I'm going to change my mode to pack. And you can see at the top it states that pack mode is now in use. So the first order, let's scan the shipment number. And again, I'm just following my prompts. So what is the location? Well, it's all coming out of sort 1. The first item is the Acer laptop. The second item is widget 01. At this point, I'm going to confirm the shipment. Okay, so that's completed. Now we're going to do our second order, and that is 3416. We have the same process, so scan the shipment number. Now, because I've set this up in this way, it's now asking me what box I'm using. So I'll scan my medium box. Now again, the location. And now it's asking me for the barcode of the item. That is for widget 01, and we picked 2 of them. And then the next item is the widget 05, and now we can see the process is complete, and I can now confirm the shipment. And that's it, we're done with the scanner. So if I now go back into Advanced and go to the picking worksheets again, let's go onto the shipments tab. There you'll see order number 3415 and 3416, and they both confirmed at this point. Right, so that was a really quick demo of some of the functionality, and I'm just looking at the time, and I can probably answer a couple of questions now. But if I don't get back to your question, I will contact you individually to answer those. So the first question that we have here is, do the scanners need to be docked in the cradle in order for the data to sync? Really good question. That's the beauty of working with Advanced. You don't need to have your handhelds cradled at all. Everything is a direct connect into Advanced. So it doesn't matter where you are. You can be in the middle of the warehouse. If you're picking that order, it's going to be reflected back within Advanced in real time. All right, so the next one here. We've never used a warehouse management system before. How easy is it to pick up? Yeah, so again, I have never really worked in the warehouse or in warehouse management myself, or with a warehouse management system until I really started working with Advanced. So it's really very easy. I'm actually in marketing and sales. I'm not strong technically, and I am the poster child for keeping it simple. So again, really, if you look at everything I was doing, I was just following the prompts. And if I had to scan the wrong item or I scanned the wrong barcode, I will get a notification. So Advanced is going to help you manage that process so that you don't make mistakes. So if you try to receive a soccer ball when you should be receiving a football, Advanced will flag you that this item doesn't belong in this order, and if you're picking it, it's the same type of thing. So we really have controls in place to make it as seamless and as effortless as possible. Just looking at some of the other questions here. So time-wise, I think this will probably be the last question, but I'll get back to everyone else on the other questions. This question here, is there any hardware requirements besides those scanners? Well, the short answer is actually no. So you could use any scanner, and you saw today I just used my iPhone, or you could use your Android phone. So beyond that, you you don't really need any hardware. You may want to consider a barcode printer if you don't have a printer that allows you to print barcodes. And depending on the size of your warehouse, you may want to consider having a Wi-Fi evaluation done just to make sure that if you're in those deep dark corners of your warehouse, that you have good Wi-Fi access so that the scanner can pick up and send data to Advanced. But beyond that, no, there's no additional hardware that you would be required to have. Just looking, yeah, I think I'll have to wrap this up now. So thank you so much for attending today. If you would like to see more of MYOB Advance, please browse our website or visit our YouTube channel for some more video content. And if you would like to have a discussion around what we can do for your business, please get in touch and we can schedule an obligation-free consultation. You can reach us at sales@verde.co.nz. Thank you again, everyone, for attending today. Cheers.